Welcome to Fantasy Hockey Thoughts Week 7, March 1st to 7th. For those of you new to the channel or this video series, basically what I do is I comb over all the sports publications like Yahoo Sports and ESPN and Sportsnet, The Score, etc. I take all their tips and insights together with my own, because I watch a boatload of hockey games every week, and I try and cram them down your throat in this very short video to help you out with your pool. Of course, really this video is a news update, a refresher of what just happened in the past week and what you could expect in the next one. Speaking of news, that's a great segue. Hey, mostly no COVID. Let's hope that continues. Claude Julian, of course, was fired this past week. The Panarin drama out of New York. Isn't that weird? Looks like he'll be gone at least another 10 days or so. It was a close race for the worst owner in the league award between Arizona, Buffalo, and Ottawa, but the Coyotes have pulled ahead of the pack. Ha! Get it? Yeah. If you haven't seen that article from The Athletic yet, go check it out. It's a really good one. It's done by, I think I want to say it's Katie something. It's not her last name, but... Carey Price has imploded. He's let in 14 goals in the last 3 starts. Yikes. More on him a little bit later. And this is going to be a busy March, ladies and gentlemen. 8 teams are going to play 17 games. That's almost a game every other day. Now, before we start off and jump into this, I just wanted to say briefly that 90% of my viewers on this channel are not subscribers. Please drink the Kool-Aid. Jump into the well. Hop on board. I'd love to have you. And don't forget, you can also find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And for those of you on Twitter and Instagram, I'll be putting up a handy-dandy calendar, which will be telling you which teams are playing on what days for every day of this week and who will be facing as well. So look out for that. Let's jump into it now, and let's talk about who you should trade for. Jake Allen. He's 4-2-2, and he's got a .929 save percentage. Yep. Seeing as how Price has been having his issues, especially over the next, I don't know, couple of weeks, till he finds his net again, Allen could be their man. Buy low on Jordan Binnington and Carter Hart. Jordan Binnington had quite the temper tantrum against San Jose on Saturday night. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. That was like a 7-6 game. He was pulled, and yeah, he wasn't too happy about it. Carter Hart actually won his last game on Sunday against the Buffalo Sabres. He got a shutout, but that's against the Sabres, right? Both these guys haven't looked too good for the past month or so. Gabriel Landisgog, you should look at buying low as well, because he just snapped a 10-game goalless drought. So jump on that wagon before it catches fire. Sell high on Mark Scheifele. I know, it sounds crazy, but because he's 6th in scoring currently with 28 points, and he's on an 11-game point streak, but he's shooting at 25% right now. So it's unsustainably high, and he has underlying poor numbers too. And then last of the condiment section we have here, drop John Gibson. I know, if you drafted him, it hurts. I get it. But he's lost 5 in a row now, and he's got an .874 save percentage in his last 10 games. Speaking of goalies, let's start with them first. Look to pick up on the waiver wire Jack Campbell. He's back from injury from the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was in net and got a shutout against the Edmonton Oilers. Frederik Andersen is injured at the moment. I don't think he'll be away for too long, but I would think the Leafs would split a lot of the games between these two guys if they're healthy for the rest of this stretch too. David Riddick. He should be playing most in the net for the next little while because Markstrom is injured. Then there's Samsonov. He's back with the Washington Capitals since he hasn't played a game with them, I want to say, since mid-March. And he just won a 3-2 matchup against New Jersey on Sunday. And lastly here, I've been saying it almost every week for the past little while, Mike Smith. Yeah, he got kind of shelled against Toronto in that 4-0 blowout on Saturday, but in his 3 or 4 games before that, he's been pretty good and has got a great save percentage. I know, it's like jumping on a live grenade. You don't know when it's going to go off. But yeah, food for thought, right? Let's talk about defensemen next, because they're a short list here. Starting with a few guys I've actually grabbed lately, but some of the better ones on this list, Radko Gudas. He's been putting up some steady points, as has a Mackenzie Weegar for the Florida Panthers. So look at those two guys off the waiver wire. Take a flyer on them. Then there's Justin Schultz, who has been slowing down point-wise a little bit lately. Remember, when I refer to all of these guys, I'm speaking of a hits league, which includes, shots, block shots, penalty minutes, defenseman points, that kind of thing. Then there's Ty Smith, the rookie from the New Jersey Devils. Jonas Brodin is steady Freddy when it comes up to putting points across the board. There's Jake Bean, who's been playing more and more instead of Jake Gardner for the Carolina Hurricanes. Take a look at him. Then there's Matthias Ekholm, who just came off the injured list. At least put him on your watch list, maybe. And then there's Connor Murphy and Adam Buckfist from the Chicago Blackhawks. Connor Murphy puts up steady points across the board as well. Adam Buckfist is on the second pairing, first power play unit with Chicago. The only thing is that this week they're only playing 3 times, and it's all against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So maybe push that down for another week. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes here and talk about some forwards. Starting with 3 Montreal Canadiens. In Thomas Tatar, Philip Deneau, and Jesper Kotkaniemi. Put them at least on your watch list with the new coach. Look for them maybe to rebound. I know Deneau and Tatar were in Julian's doghouse at times too. And Ducharme is known to be really good with the youngins. So there's that. Matt Zuccarello. He should be gone. I think he's only 50% owned, though, on Yahoo Sports, which is very strange because I just faced him this past week in my fantasy pool, and he just murdered me. He doesn't really put up much in terms of shots, hits, or block shots, but the points are there. So definitely scoop him up. Vladimir Teresenko, grab him right away. He's been practicing with Shannon Perron on a line. He should be back really soon for the St. Louis Blues. And take a flyer out on Trevor Zegras, the rookie in Anaheim. I know the first couple of games he hasn't exactly lit it up. But keep an eye on him. And there's been some high-profile centers who were injured in the past week, like, Matthews and Larkin and such. So think of replacements like Jack Roslovic or even Jeff Carter from LA. Roslovic, of course, from the Blue Jackets. I was going to mention Nico Hershiser from the Devils, but he got injured with a puck to the face today. Or was it a stick? I think maybe it was both. It came from Chara's stick on top of that against the Washington Capitals. Who knows how long he'll be out, if any games at all. But if he is gone, I would assume Hughes would step in to his place. Next, Phil Kessel has reignited his engine. He's got 4 goals and 4 assists in the last 6 games. Drake Batherson for the Ottawa Senators. Kessel from the Coyotes, obviously. Batherson's got 6 goals in his last 7 games. Jump on that fiery wagon. Put Gerard McCann on your watch list. He's back from injury, and Zucker is now on the IR. So it looks like McCann will be playing with Malkin and Rust on that second line. Carter Verhaeghe for the Florida Panthers. His shooting percentage has started dipping lately, which is to be expected. But recently the coach dropped Duclair off that first line and put Huberdeau on it, with Barkov and Verhaeghe. So some food for thought there. Scott Lawton is off the IR. I believe he just finished up with a bout of COVID. Put Jordan Greenway from the Minnesota Wild on your watch list. He could be a good filler/flyer. He plays with Ek and Fiala on that top line. Boone Jenner has got some half-decent points across the board, and he's back on Columbus's top line with Roslovic and Atkins. Line was dropped to the second. Who knows how that is going to last, but think about that one. Jordan Kyrou from the St. Louis Blues. Even with Teresenko coming back, he should be playing in that top 6. And he seems to be getting better every day. And then there's Pavel Zacha from the New Jersey Devils. I just picked him up not long ago. He's on a 9-game point streak, playing on that top line and top power play for New Jersey, who is playing 4 times this week. I'm just double checking on my chart, and yep, he is. That's it. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out. And hey, be kind to each other out there in this crazy, crazy world we're living in right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.